Welcome back to Early Morning. Let's head on over to the top of the hill for some of the top stories around the country. And joining us to talk politics is Niall Stanage, Associate Editor of The Hill. Good morning, Niall.
Morning, Mitch. How are you?
I'm doing great. So we've got President Biden has visited the border. A bipartisan group of senators have visited the border. At the end of the last Congress last year, Kyrsten Sinema and Tom Tillis put forth a bill, or at least an idea for a bill, about immigration reform. Feels like we have momentum here. What is the likelihood that all of this actually turns into immigration reform?
I think it is challenging still to get immigration reform because it has traditionally been challenging to balance what Republicans primarily want, which is increased border security, with what Democrats primarily want, which are things like a path to citizenship for the so-called dreamers. Now, there clearly is an incentive in practical terms to get some kind of compromise, but we also know that there are hardliners on each party who, at least their critics would say, prefer to have the issue as one from which they can make political capital rather than actually resolve it.
I was struck yesterday by President Biden greeting Governor Abbott in Texas, and I just wanted to know if you're a fly on the wall for conversations between those two politicians, one of whom has spent the last 2 years using immigration to just hammer the current president. What do you think those discussions are like? Do you think they're in any way constructive? I'm just curious.
I don't think those kind of discussions are typically constructive in terms of looking for a solution. Having said that, all the conversations like that I have been witness to or reported on, they do tend to be cordial for the most part. Politicians at that level don't tend to want to get into direct confrontations unless they're doing it for the cameras. But look, there isn't any great warmth between Governor Abbott and President Biden, clearly, particularly on the immigration issue, which is one of the most emotive ones on which they're divided.
All right, we got about 45 seconds left. One of the things the Republicans want to do is get rid of Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Do you think the Republican House could work on immigration reform instead, or is this Republican House going to have a lot of trouble doing anything given how much they had trouble electing a speaker?
Well, I think that there is more of an impetus among Republican members in trying to, frankly, at least consider the impeachment of Secretary Mayorkas. They blame him for the crisis at the border. I think that's likely to be topic A for them, rather than the more arduous process of trying to get an agreement or a immigration reform passed.
But one of them fixes the problem, or at least tries to. The other one, we're going to have to leave it there. Niall Stanage, Associate Editor of The Hill, thank you very much for your time. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation in your cable lineup. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-based, unbiased coverage.